Namaste all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. So let's get started with today's webinar. We welcome all the participants on behalf of DAV Prashasti, which is the free medical guidance, mind care, naturopathy and yoga initiative of the DAV group in Chennai, supported by the Arya Samaj Foundation. So today's topic is one of the most favorite topic of everyone, sleep. Okay, so it was a very favorite topic of ours as well. We've been trying to do this for a long time, and now is the time we want to take it. So I am Dr. Preeti. I am a volunteer and I coordinate for the Prashasti ASF Medical Guidance Initiative. With me, I have Mrs. Neha Bhartwaj, a psychological counselor and the medical guidance coordinator, and Dr. Amuda Varshini, a naturopathy and yoga specialist. So, Neha ma'am will be speaking on the psychology of sleep, and Amuda ma'am will be speaking on the naturopathy aspects of sleep. First, before we move on to the science of sleep, so though we have a less number of participants will be joining. Before that, I want all the participants to put it in the chat box. So, what makes you go to sleep very fast? It's like whether you have to watch something or you just switch off all the lights, put on the AC and I'm asleep, or என்ன பண்ணா உங்களுக்கு டக்குன்னு தூக்கம் வரும்? Please put it in the chat box. Listening songs. Nice, Rupa ma'am. Yeah. Anybody else? என்ன பண்ணா தூக்கம் வரும்? What will make you go to sleep immediately? As soon as I hit the bed, I sleep. Neha ma'am, you are so lucky. Very nice. Okay. Anybody else wants to unmute and tell? Saying Om. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. That's, yeah, Shanmugapriya ma'am, I believe, as the host. Okay. So what makes you go to sleep immediately? Eating full stomach. Aha. Oh, nice. Shamida ma'am is saying eating full stomach. So Shamida, do you go to how much time between the meal and the sleep you take, Ji? Shamida ji, which is actually a good meal will also lead to a good sleep, but we'll see during the webinar as well. Oh, less than 30 minutes. Oh my God, what a lucky person you are. You eat and you sleep. That's great. That's great. So people who have joined new, I'm asking what makes you fall asleep immediately? Like putting on the AC, putting on the music, or one person said saying Om, one person said I just hit the bed and I sleep, and Shamida ji said I eat well and I sleep. Good. Okay, so anybody else who have joined new wants to add as to what will make you go to sleep immediately? One more response and we will wait. Okay, the second question is now, oh, listening to favorite song. Sharmi Senji has put listening to favorite song. That's a nice thing. Very nice. Okay, so the next question is, how many of you get dreams while sleeping? There are people who don't get dreams also. That's why I posed this question. How many of you? Okay, me. You can just put me or yes, I get dream. I will get dream. Me. Okay. Who do not get dreams? Are there anybody in this group who are not getting dreams? I am not getting any dreams, or I don't. No, I don't get dreams. Oh my God, Nega ma'am, you're not getting dreams. Okay. So during the webinar, we will see whether dream is good or dream is bad. Sometimes I get dreams. Okay. And how many of you remember your dreams? You can tell I remember my dream or I don't remember my dream when I wake up. The dream was beautiful, ma'am. It was very nice, but I don't remember anything when I wake up. Or I remember vividly. I remember some. Sometimes I remember. I remember my dreams. Very nice. Who is that, pa? Who said they don't get dream, but I remember? Oh, no, no. It was like who got dreams only. Very nice. A little bit only, but I can remember. Great. That's super, super. Okay. Now we will move on to the webinar. So these are some questions which could remember a few dreams. Nirai also, her daughter remembers her dreams. Very nice. Okay. Sometimes I remember. So the next question is, some dreams I remember, some not. If I get morning dreams, I'll remember. Yes, usually during the day when we sleep, usually we tend to remember better. Okay, now the next question is, do only humans dream or animals also dream? What is your take on it, people? Do only humans dream or animals also dream? Animals also. No idea. Okay. Okay. So the answer is some of the animals dream. Okay. At least to the known scientific knowledge, some of the animals dream, but they are not so vivid and so colorful and so nice as human dreams. Okay. And we will see why it is also. Okay. Now we'll go to the webinar. Okay. Nice. The science of sleep. So, two things which any human being likes. What is it? Can anybody unmute and say the most favorite of human beings? The first
Eating
one
and
is
sleeping.
yes, super.
I
Food,
love to sleep, ma'am.
yes, those are the two things which any human being should love. Food, sleep, because that's what human beings or any species on earth basically lives for, right? So, what is sleep? Everybody knows. Sleep is lying down, taking rest, closing your eyes. We close our eyes or we don't close our eyes during sleep.
Some will close their eyes, ma'am. Some don't.
Yeah, correct. Some actually don't close their eyes during sleep, and that's actually not correct physiologically. We should close our eyes completely and sleep. So in childhood, when children are sleeping, they tend to open their eyes and keep. So you would have seen the grandmother or the grandparents putting the eyelids down. So your eyelids should be closed while sleeping. But the most important is sleeping is the time when the human body regulates its energy, make self repair of the tissues happen during sleep. That is why sleep is so important, and reorganizes memory. It makes short term memory, like today you would have seen somebody, but it makes into the long term memory only when you sleep. So if you don't sleep properly, all of these problems can happen. So what is good sleep? Somebody in our team who said, I can sleep within 30 minutes of eating good food. That's good sleep. So if you can fall asleep within 30 minutes of going to bed without any additional gadget or anything else, that is a good sleep. And wake up for no more than 5 minutes in the night. So what is a good sleep? You need to hit the bed, 30 minutes you should be asleep. And in the night, even if you wake up for going to the restroom, within 5 minutes you should get the sleep back. That is good sleep. Adults need 7 to 8 hours, so we'll be seeing it. So these are all nice quotes. Sleep is the golden chain that ties health and bodies together. Oh, that we know. Your future depends on your dreams. That's why we are saying go to sleep. That all we know, ma'am. But why is sleep important is evolutionary. Sleep made us human beings. Did any of you know it? Sleep only made us human beings. How? It is because animals. So who are our closest in evolution according to Darwin's evolution? Who is our closest relative in the animal kingdom? Can anyone tell? Who is our
Monkey.
closest relative? Yeah, monkey. So chimpanzee, right? Chimpanzee is our closest. Okay. And there have been other species, hominoid species that were also there but now extinct. So why we got evolved as humans from chimpanzees according to the sleep theory of evolution is, so where do animals sleep? I mean, chimpanzees sleep mostly. Where do they sleep? On the ground, or where do they sleep? Chimpanzee, not in the zoo, in the forest. In the zoo, they are sleeping on the floor. That is different. In the forest, where will the monkey or the chimpanzee sleep? On the trees, top of the trees, correct? So, but where do humans evolve to sleep? Where do humans started sleeping? You all know, no? Where did humans sleep? On the floor or on the ground. So what happened was chimpanzees and other animals, they sleep on the trees because when they are sleeping, they should escape the predatory animals. No animal should attack them. But when humans became erect, I mean during the process of human evolution, when we became erect, we could sleep better on the floor rather than on the trees. In order to make sleeping better on the floor, because we should not be attacked by animals, no? So what we did was we lit fires, and then our sleep quality internally also evolved so that in the minimum time, actually if you see this thing, the animals sleep so much. For example, the three-stripped night monkey sleeps for 16 hours. but humans have the lowest sleep hour. Even compared to all of these related animals, humans have the less number of sleeping hours. But our sleep is so efficient because in this less number of hours, there are animals which sleep for long time to avoid predators because they can be hiding in place. அதாவது தப்பிக்கிறதுக்காக அனிமல்ஸ் கிட்ட இருந்து தப்பிக்கிறதுக்காக நிறைய நேரம் தூங்கும். That is not us. We humans have become intelligent, and during this process of sleep only, dreams started coming. In dreams only, philosophy, myth making, imagination. So what is, see, imagination is what you can see which is not seen by the actual eye, right? Imagination takes you to beautiful worlds. All of this has been made possible only by evolution, and during sleep only this memory consolidation, improvement of cognition, all of it happened, and we evolved into humans. So hereafter, if somebody says, why do you need to sleep? We are humans, so we need to sleep. You got it? So everybody tell, we are humans, so we need to sleep. That is so essential for our brain function. To be a human, you need to sleep properly. If you are sleep deprived for 3 to 5 days, you become more animal-like, which has been proven scientifically. So, but okay, ma'am has told during the webinar, we have to sleep. So we will sleep, oversleep. We will sleep for so many hours together. No. Oversleeping again makes you animal. That we will see in the webinar slides. So sleep made us humans. This is the evolution of sleep. So in sleep, you all would have heard about this. So in a night when we sleep, there are two kinds of sleep. Can anyone tell what are the, it's on the slide also. Can anyone unmute and tell what are the two kinds of sleep?
Partial sleep and deep sleep.
That is one way of classification. Good. Can anybody else tell?
A power nap and a deep sleep.
That is one type. So this NREM and REM, this is usually scientific. So what is that is, every night when we sleep, we go through all of these 4 stages of sleep. Okay, there are 4 stages of sleep. Mainly 2 types of sleep. Non-rapid eye movement sleep. Non-rapid eye movement sleep. With the name itself, you can tell when sleeping that eyeballs, no, it will not move at all. You will be very calm and composed. The next is rapid eye movement sleep. Rapid eye movement sleep is the deepest sleep, and that is when dreams come. Okay. So first in the stage 1, that is NREM itself is divided into 3. 1, 2, 3 or 4, sometimes 4. Then REM sleep. So NREM is one category, REM is one category. In NREM, we have 1, 2, 3. First starting, there will be some light drowsiness. We'll go to slow drowsiness. Then majority of the sleep is NREM 2. Then NREM 3, slow wave sleep, which is when your hormones will be released, and it will be the nice sleep where you have low heart beat and all that. The REM sleep is the deepest sleep because that is when dreams form, which means you have rapid eye movement, your brain is functioning very well, but your entire body is at rest. We all during dreams, do we execute our dreams? We don't mostly, no? Do we, when we are walking, usually only when mountains, when we climb and when we fall out of the bed. But otherwise, we all take rest during dreams, right? Do you all agree or not? Can somebody tell? Do you all agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So we all, that is called rapid eye movement sleep. So you should think that it is the deepest form of sleep because in spite of so much brain activity, our muscles are all at rest. So why am I telling all this? What am I going to do, ma'am? Knowing NREM, REM. So when you have sleep problems, the doctor, the sleep specialist will record this sleep activity by processes called encephalography, which is like recording the brain waves, on electrooculography, which is the eye movement, and electromyography. So by recording all this only, they will know how much of each phase of sleep you are getting. This is for people with sleep problems. We'll come to it next. In general, every 120 minutes. 120 minutes is how many hours? We are going to max now. How many hours?
2 hours.
2.
Yeah, so every 2 hours, we will go through all the phases of sleep at night. Okay, so which means we will have 3 to 4 of these entire cycle during a 7 to 8 hour sleep. So we go from NREM1, NREM2, NREM3, REM, then we again come to NREM1, REM2. And so like this will have so much of sleep cycle. So REM sleep, when you go and then come back to the next sleep cycle only, you are sleeping well. So at least 2 hours of sleep is needed for one cycle. Then you can imagine how much time the brain is taking to go through a complete process of rest and restoration. Okay. So why, as I said, dream is so important, but don't worry if you're not getting dreams. It's mostly because you're not remembering. Every human will get dreams. Okay. It is just that you are not remembering. Your brain is resting even more well that you are not able to remember your dreams. Okay. It varies between each individual. The dreams, the quality of dreams, the way you remember, everything is so influenced by a lot of factors, including genetics, environment, stress, and all that. So why is this rapid eye movement sleep important is that is only at that time we consolidate threads, like during the day what all we have taken in, these are all during evolution. Innovation happens during REM sleep. That's why great philosophers have said dream big. Okay. So that is why, and it increases in the available time. If you go to REM sleep at least 3 times during the night, today I am sleeping, I am getting at least 3 REM waves, then my brain function will improve rapidly, and that 7 hours is enough for me, and during the day I will work so well. So REM sleep is essential, and you should go to that level of sleep. So you should not sleep, okay, I will, today is, weekend, I will sleep late and it's okay, next day I should wake up early to go somewhere. No, you cannot do it. 7 to 8 hours and proper sleep time, that we will come back. So you need to have this 120 minutes, at least 3 to 4 cycles of this 120 minute every night. Then only your brain will function in the way it should function. You will be smart and socially smart only when you go through these sleep waves. So what all happens when you sleep? It organizes new information. Memories become solidified only when you sleep well. It leads to more creative thinking. It clears out harmful toxins. Food and sleep are very linked. It will regulate your appetite. If you undersleep or oversleep, both are harmful to your weight, and keeps your body, heart, everything healthy and more efficient process. So sleep is just not taking rest. So many things are happening in your brain. So that is why sleep is very important. Now, it's not about the hours you sleep. We all know it logically, but there's something called a sleep efficiency, and there is a formula for it. Now, I'll share this link. You can all go to the link and you can check for yourself. Okay, I'll give you some time. Okay, wait. So I'm just putting it in the chat box. Oh, sorry, it's not. I'll just put it in the chat box. 1 minute.
I have put it, ma'am.
No, that is the sleep tracker. I'll come to it again. I've put a sleep calculator now, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, people in the webinar, please click this calculator and you can input it. Okay, you can input what will be there in that is total time asleep, which means how many hours you went for sleep. For example, I was in the bed, ma'am. Total time asleep is how much time I actually slept. For example, today I slept for 8 hours, I'm saying, but 8 hours in the bed, but 7 hours I slept well. So my sleep efficiency is what? So that is what it is. You can calculate. Once you calculate, I'll wait for a minute. First, have you all got the link? I'm putting calculator and all that. Have you all got the link or not? People, have you got the link or not? Can anyone tell from the audience?
Yes,
madam.
ma'am. We have.
We received it.
Yes.
We are busy with the calculator now.
Yes. Please do calculation of the sleep
Yes,
efficiency. Then we will
it's
come
done,
to
madam.
it. Okay. What was your score, ma'am?
50%, ma'am.
50%. 50%. Okay. We will come to you, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sure. 87.5. Good, sir. Vishwanathan, sir. Okay. So now we'll go back to the presentation. So now, ma'am said 50%. So if it is less than 75%, there is some sleep problem. Okay. And 75 to 85, possible sleep problem, or it will be a temporary sleep problem. Okay. The healthy efficiency is not 97 or 100%, which means you're oversleeping. It should not. Healthy efficiency is 86 to 97%. So Vishwanathan ji had put 87.5, which is a good. Okay, everything problem, not only sleep. Okay, Sharmi Senji will come back to you later. Shamida ji has put 75%. That's good. So, but there's little bit sleep issue. Okay, so if you can use this calculator, so find out that the best efficient sleep, if somebody asks you how much should be your sleep efficiency, it should be 86 to 97%. If you are in any of the either low or high, we should look into it. Only people who are sleep deprived can sleep 100% or more than 97%. Sleep deprived means for a few days I never slept and then I sleep. So, or you take some medication, then you will be able to sleep this 97 to 100%. Otherwise, it's not humanly possible to sleep through that 97 to 100%. So, this recommended sleep duration, you all will know. So, children sleep more, adults have to sleep 7 to 8 hours. Okay, you have to sleep 7 to 9 hours or 7 to 8 hours. But this is very, very variable according to your need. Usually, the recommended thing is 7 to 8 hours. Okay. Now, you would have asked, what happens? Okay, you said sleep make us human, so I will oversleep. No, if you oversleep, you will have weight gain, which means you are not doing anything. You keep eating, you keep sleeping. What will happen to the calories? It will just put as weight. There will be psychological issues. See, oversleeping can actually be a symptom of an underlying psychological issue. Cognitive will become dull-headed. See, people who oversleep are not smart. People who sleep for the efficient 86 to 97% for 7 to 8 hours, that sleep efficient persons are the smart people, not the oversleeping people. And sleep quality may also be affected. Productivity is also affected. Reasons for oversleeping for women, when they took a survey, it's most like I turned off my alarm. See, women turn off the alarm, men sleep through the alarm. Okay, this is not I'm not saying this is a survey, which means women, when the alarm rings, we off it. Men like, okay, let it ring, 5 alarms, 6 alarms, like that. Okay, and women says I slept poorly, so I want to sleep more for the next day. And then again, for men also, it's like for women, it's more to do with the alarm. I switched off and I wanted to sleep and I was sick and my alarm clock didn't work. I used my phone alarm, I died during the night. It's like, but for men, the majority reason is most of them didn't answer the survey. I think only 56%. I slept through my alarm. I slept poorly. I forgot to set an alarm. I was sick was lesser for men. So men in general, whether they are sick or not, tend to sleep in a consistent manner. Okay, women, it depends because of their menstrual cycle and all of it, the sleeping will vary. Now, all of it was very good, ma'am. We were all sleeping well before COVID-19. After COVID-19, not us alone, globally, sleep has got a toss. It went very bad because we went to bed late, we woke up late, we slept for long, and efficiency was also bad because during the day we get anxious of COVID. We had other problems. We had to take care of the house. We had to work from home, and all of that was there. And sorry, it got cut. I'm just, is my screen visible?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
madam.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure. Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that was there. And then what happened was, for women and men, the sleep was became a problem. Across ages also, sleep became a problem. By country also, actually we are better. India is here only. Canada, France, UK, they are all bad. It's okay. Western population became worse with COVID. We were like, okay, India, like instead of 6 hours, 30 minutes, we are only 6 hours, 39 minutes more. We sleep more. That is perfectly fine. Okay. Sleep efficiency, it's like okay with that. So now why did I say about it? With all the problems, the COVID is also a problem. Okay, but we cannot keep blaming the problem. So we have to come back to what is the solution. Now, saying all this, there's something called circadian rhythm. Has anybody heard about the circadian rhythm or biological clock? Can anyone tell what it is?
Bio clock, we heard about it, but the other one that you mentioned,
Yeah,
it's
bio
new to
clock.
me,
Please
madam.
tell, sir, what you understand or what do you think what it is?
Based on the body condition,
Yes.
probably say, for example, if I used to wake up regularly at 6 o'clock in the
Okay.
morning,
Hmm.
Whether by default the body wakes up at 6 o'clock. So if
Perfect.
I keep it as a practice, it comes as a by 6 o'clock automatically. My body will wake up. So
Wonderful, wonderful.
that's been a maybe habit. I'm not sure if a habit is the right term to put it across, but that's what I understand as a bio clock.
Wonderful. That's the thing. So our body has an internal clock. It's called the circadian rhythm or biological clock. In the sense, all humans, we have to sleep during the night, wake up during the day, and we tend to do it as Sir mentioned. We get an automatic sleep wake cycle. So it is a 24-hour periodic variation. Every 24 hours is the circadian rhythm. Okay, to regulate the internal processes. It's just not sleep alone. Circadian rhythm is the most important part of every action in the body, whether it is hormone secretion, whether it is BP. See, for example, in the 24 hours, at 2 o'clock in the early morning is the deepest sleep for a human. Okay, the lowest body temperature is at 4:30. The body works like this, and the steroid peaks at 7 o'clock. So if you have to take a steroid test, the doctor will tell you have to take it at that time. You would have seen some hormones, some lipid profile and all that. They asked to take one in fasting and one in early morning. It is because at that time only the steroid and certain hormones peak secretion. Then high alertness is at 10 a.m. 12 noon is actually, we go through it, and actually the best coordination and reaction time is 3:30 in the afternoon. But in the next picture itself, I will tell the average teen circadian cycle now is we get an afternoon sleep by 3 p.m. So actual circadian rhythm is like this, but because our body habits, the earlier our ancestors, when they are working in the fields or when they are working like that, at 3:30 in the afternoon, they were in maximum efficiency. At 3:30 now we are in the maximum sleep efficiency. Okay, that is different. So this is the circadian rhythm. Now it's all went on a toss as well. And there is this highest strength at 5 o'clock, highest blood pressure is at 6:30. So if you are measuring BP in the evening, it will show you the highest BP of the day. So you should measure at different time points of the day to actually check. Okay. Melatonin, which is needed for sleep. See, melatonin is if you have to remember something with sleep of this all webinar, remember this word melatonin. Why? Because this melatonin secretion will start at 9 o'clock in the night. If melatonin has to start at 9 o'clock in the night, you have to have your dinner at 7 p.m. and go at least by 7 p.m. and go to sleep by 8:30. Okay, we can't do that, ma'am. At least by 9:30, if you go to sleep only, some quality melatonin will secrete. If melatonin is not secreting, you will not get proper sleep. You will wake up tired. Melatonin is responsible for your body weight. Melatonin is responsible for your stress, and all of it again becomes a problem. So melatonin, blue especially, why are we asking to avoid gadgets during sleep? Ma'am, only when I see the gadget, I'm getting sleep. Unfortunately, our bodies are not made for gadgets. Maybe across evolution, maybe in 100 to 200 years time, we will be accustomed to gadgets. Melatonin will still secrete with the gadgets. But as of now, we are not in that state. So as of now, gadgets have to be switched off because melatonin cannot secrete properly when you watch the blue light of the gadgets. That is why people are telling put away your gadgets. Find some alternative, or else you have to be ready for the melatonin to become low. Okay, so this is what it is about the circadian cycle. So what I have to want you to remember is going to sleep at the right time is needed for the melatonin secretion, and that is why we are talking so much about going to sleep at time and sleep hygiene. So there are some things called Zeitgebers. Okay, it's a German word. I don't want to blow up on it, but the thing is, the circadian rhythm, biological clock is controlled by a lot of factors. The climate, where the geography, where in time zone, whether you are in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere of the world, நம்ம நார்த்ல இருக்கோமா, சவுத்ல இருக்கோமா, வெஸ்ட்ல இருக்கோமா, ஈஸ்ட்ல இருக்கோமா, மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்டை பொறுத்து, heredity, genes, there are, if you have diseases, if you have psychological problems, if you have stress, all of this will be changed, like the body temperature, the blood pressure, melatonin secretion, the sleep, the alertness, all of it is under the circadian rhythm, and circadian rhythm is controlled by these Zeitgebers. So why should we be worried about it? If you have to get a proper sleep, all of this you have to work on. Okay, so now coming to the last part of it, what is sleep insomnia? Insomnia means not able to sleep. So simply not able to sleep is not insomnia. If somebody says I'm not able to sleep, it is not, they are not having a problem. That's called sleep deficiency. Insufficient amount of sleep or lack of sufficient sleep or lack of sleep quality, whether you are getting less sleep or less quality sleep, it's called sleep deficiency. You can call it insomnia or sleep disorder only when it is there for more than 3 nights in a week for continuous 3 months, which means in a week you are able to sleep properly only for 4 days. For 3 months, if it is continuously there, then only the doctor can diagnose it as insomnia. Otherwise, it is sleep deficiency. So that part first you should be taking it right, because people nowadays, I'm insomniac, I'm having insomnia. No, it's not insomnia. First, you should check whether sleep deficiency or insomnia. In insomnia itself, we have 3 types. One is transient. For example, jet lag. You would have heard, no, when you travel from India to the US, which is like totally different. When it is night for us, it is day for them. So when I go on land there, in the day, my biological clock will think I'm in India, and at night, and I will tend to get sleep. So that's called jet lag. Okay, so people, how they overcome jet lag, they take melatonin supplements, or they have to keep awake during the night in America for the first 3 days. Sorry, keep awake during the day in America for first 3 days, and then the 4th day they start sleeping. So that's called jet lag. So that is called transient insomnia. It's usually either due to jet lag or some immediate problem, maybe something you had to keep awake for in a short term. Acute insomnia is again very, very short term. It's like no need of anything. Then chronic insomnia, which is I said 3 times per week and 3 months, then only you call it chronic insomnia. And chronic insomnia only needs medical intervention. Other insomnias can be managed with generally lifestyle remedies and natural remedies. So what are the symptoms of insomnia? It's not just sleeping problem. You will have difficulty concentrating during the day. During the day, you will have low energy. Personally, you will feel irritated against everybody. When I don't sleep for 1 day itself, we get irritated. Imagine 3 days a week, they don't sleep properly. They'll scold everybody. They'll get angry on everybody. They'll have depression. And because they sleep during the day, they are prone to accidents, low performance at school or work. So if somebody is not performing at school, it doesn't mean they have insomnia. I'm just saying that that's also a symptom. So what are the causes? It can be, it's not just stress, depression, anxiety alone. Don't blame everything on it. You have to check whether you have other causes also. Stress will cause all of the others, but that's not the only cause. There are medical causes, like for example, if you have nose block, you cannot sleep properly. Only when you breathe properly, you can sleep properly. You can have high thyroid problem, you can have asthma, you can have arthritis, pain, Parkinson's disease, back pain. Then sleep apnea is like you will have this snoring, no? When you have block, when you have become overweight, we get snoring, and that may cause sleep apnea. When short times in the night, you will have problems in oxygen. So then some medications also can cause insomnia. Like for example, asthma medications, some allergy medications. Then psychological causes is depression, anxiety, stress, which is very important. And lifestyle causes is lack of exercise. Ma'am, I want to eat, I want to sleep. You will not get good sleep. You have to exercise. You see, I actually, why I was in, to be very frank to the audience, why we myself, Neha ma'am and Amudha ma'am wanted to take the sleep topic for a long time. But I myself have gone through insomnia, and I've tried so many methods, including allopathy medications. But finally, what gave me the relief was yoga, exercise, diet, then with allopathy medication, which I was able to taper down. Only with that, I have been able to overcome the sleep problem. That is why I am now able to sleep with confidence why we need holistic approaches, and that can only bring you out of lack of sleep. Okay, and drinking too much caffeine, or you overeating. We don't heat the bedroom. I mean, in our climate, it's like the temperature itself is very high. So poor sleep habits. So 100 sleep studies in India concluded that 1 in 4 have insomnia. What is the number of participants in our webinar now? Can anyone tell it?
24, ma'am.
24, ma'am.
Then we have 6 people here suffering with sleep problems or insomnia, chronic sleep problems. 6 people have. I am one, so I have overcome. So other 5 are there in the group. Okay. So this sleep tracker, I will put it. Yeah, Sharmi Sanji has all problems, so that we'll come back later. So sleep tracker, we'll share this link. This is like a sleep tracker which Neha ma'am will explain during her presentation. And this is like what is your sleep now, okay? And then based on Neha ma'am's and Amuda ma'am's interventions and remedies, we will give you you should follow it for 10 days along with the sleep hygiene PDF which we will give. And after 10 days, whoever has filled this link now Neha ma'am will share in the Zoom. With this link, on that link, we will send you by email whoever is filling this link, and you can compare whether the interventions which we have told during the webinar is helping you to sleep better. So that's the sleep tracker challenge. So this link Neha ma'am will share in the chat box. Now, after my talk or after all of our talks, you can fill the form today. Then you will get a PDF of it in your email. Then you have to apply whatever we are speaking in the webinar for 10 days. Then after 10 days, when we send the link, you fill that link and you can compare your sleep, whether it's improved or not. Okay? So sleep disorders, as I said, in allopathy, what is there? They give sleep medicines, which is melatonin or magnesium supplements. In case you have psychological problems or psychiatric problems, they will give for antidepressants and all that, because that is closely linked to sleep. When we think a lot, when we overthink, we don't get sleep. When we are anxious, we don't get sleep. So all that sleep medicine is a specialty that deals with sleep. Sleep gadgets. There are gadgets, like for example, if people have snoring problem and sleep apnea, they cannot sleep properly. So for that, there are gadgets which can help overcome. Sleep materials, for example, breathable pajamas, there will be like thick blankets and all that. Then sleep vacations. Now they advise you to go on sleep vacations instead of going for normal vacation. Ma'am, normal vacation still we are not going, but still there is something called sleep vacations. You can check it out. So these are other sleep disorders. We don't have to go through all that. Lack of sleep itself is a big problem. And why do we have to need to go to all these problems? But it's all there. Narcolepsy, periodic, limb movement, obstructive sleep apnea, and all that. But having all said, I am a living example that only holistic, psychology-based and naturopathy-based remedies helped me overcome my sleep problem. So that I'm going to hand it over to Neha Bhartwaj ma'am and Amuda Varshini ma'am to help you find solutions for your sleep problems. And that is when you follow all that, can you overcome your sleep problems. Namaste.
Namaste, Preeti ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I'll just share my slide. So thanks to Preeti ma'am's a part of the workshop, you would have understood the biological aspects of sleep. Now coming to the psychological aspects of sleep, how sleep and mind are connected. So welcome to the Mind at Rest, the psychology of sleep part of this workshop. So ma'am also told a few statistics. I also came across this one interesting statistics, which was published by the Economic Times of India, along with local circles, where they checked the responses of 13,500 Indians approximately. And they found that 55% of Indians say that they get less sleep. So now, few minutes back, Preeti ma'am told that how many hours of sleep is told by the science that it's good for us. So can someone type how many hours of sleep is the best time to sleep, or it takes the amount of time for our body to regenerate? You can even unmute and say. Yes, thank you, Sharmi ma'am. 7 to 8 hours. And here we are saying that most 55% of Indians are saying that they get less than 6 hours of sleep. Who knows? You might be one of them, right? And 28% say that it has gotten worse after COVID, whereas 21% Indians say that they get less than 4 hours of sleep. So that bad is the quality of sleep currently in India. So now coming to the next part. So what happens, ma'am? You are saying statistics, Preeti ma'am told all this. How is it related to our mental health? What happens to our mental health if we don't sleep well? So let's go through this. Our mind and sleep are very closely related. You don't get sleep, your mind is disturbed. And when you don't get, your mind is not proper, it's with full of thoughts and everything, again, your sleep is affected. Okay, so before I go to the explanation part, I would like if you can type in the chat box as to what happens, say one day, or 2 days or consecutively 3-4 days, you have not been able to get your 8 hours of sleep or 7 hours of sleep, how is your mood? Say you woke up with only 4 hours of sleep, you were working, you could not complete your sleep, how will be your mood? Irritable? Okay, thank you. Shamida says stressed. Yes, irritated, Shami ma'am. True, right? Why? Tired, disturbed. Thank you, Vishwanathan ji. Right? So when we don't get our sleep, we are very irritated. And if by mistake someone from our family comes and asks a question to us, poor fellow, we'll take out all the anger on them. Right? Can't you sleep? I'm trying to work, and now you're coming here and asking me questions, and all the things will come out. Right? So mind and sleep. When I say mind, I'm talking about emotions and sleep. Yes, Bhavani ma'am, frustrated, anxiety will be high. Wonderful, Aruna Devi ma'am. And we feel tired, right? So yes, when I talk about mind, it is about our emotions. Our emotions are disturbed when our sleep is disturbed. And when our sleep is disturbed, our emotions are disturbed. It's like a circular pattern. So what exactly happens? Like I told you just now, negative emotional response to situation increases. We have a normal situation. Maybe we did not have a proper sleep, but we wake up in the morning, we are trying to boil the milk. Our child comes and asks us, I would like to, Amma romba pasikardu, mummy, I'm very hungry, please give me milk. And we are like, can't you see I'm trying to boil the milk? What hurry you have, right? So our emotion, we start getting angry, right? Similarly, if we are not able to sleep properly even for 2 days, we are not able to focus. You can observe this in yourself. You're like, you're not able to remember that person's name. I know that name, I know that relative's name, I know that teammate's name, but I'm not able to remember. Our memory takes a toss, and we try to learn something new, but we are not able to focus, so we are not able to learn that new thing, right? And it aggravates psychological symptoms like anxiety, and it even increases the chances of suicide. So this is a circular pattern. Like I told you, here in the light blue color, you can see insomnia and poor sleep. It leads to feeling fatigue, like most of you told, feeling tired, which leads to difficulty in focusing, which leads to us getting stressed and worried, and thus declining our mental health, right? Now, Preeti ma'am spoke about circadian rhythm, right? So can anyone just revision as to what is circadian rhythm? You can unmute and say as well, or you can type in the chat box what is circadian. What did you understand by circadian rhythm?
People, please tell. I told you all something, no?
What is the one word, simple word for circadian rhythm?
Like our biological routine of our sleep cycle, ma'am.
Exactly. Automatic sleep wake cycle, biological routine, not only of the sleep, but of our whole body system. Okay. For generations, since evolution, someone else has given an answer.
Thank
Yes,
you. Thank you,
biosleep.
everybody.
Yes,
Thank you. You
thank
all
you.
saved me. Yeah.
So this is the that is what do you say, the cycle of our body. Since evolution, since we were animals, we are having a fixed pattern that okay, now it is sunset, automatically, like ma'am said, melatonin will start secreting, will start feeling sleepy, will go for sleep. And when we see the first sunshine, lights of sun, immediately the melatonin that is secretion will stop, and then will become fully awake. And when the sun is at its peak, we start feeling active, right? So this is a normal, this is a very simple explanation of circadian rhythm. This I'm telling in example with the example of light, but there are many other factors like Preeti ma'am told which affect. Now, as you see, one hormone, melatonin, was explained in this process. But melatonin goes and affects other hormones, which affect our mental state. You have serotonin, you have dopamine, you have endorphins. These hormones are dependent on melatonin. And now here comes the difficulty. Now we all are working. Our working hours are past our sunset time, right? So all of our circadian rhythm has gone for a toss. where our ancestors used to finish off their dinner by 7 and sleep off by 8. Nowadays, we are finishing the dinner by 9, 9:30, 10 and sleeping by 12. So now my body is confused. For these many evolution times, my body, my cells, my genes, my DNA is integrated with this system. And now I'm totally trying to change the system. So my body is not able to understand what is happening, which leads to haywire of all the hormones, which leads to different mood disorders like bipolar disorder. Then it also affects, okay, I'll come to this part. It also affects our anxiety. Poor sleep leads to stress, which leads to anxiety, and it becomes an infinite cycle. Similarly, depression, right? So why is this getting affected? Like Preeti ma'am told, when we sleep, our brain and our body get rest. Amuda ma'am will stress more on how body gets rest, but when we sleep and brain get rest, especially the frontal part, okay, do you know what is the importance of frontal part? Can anyone tell me, any teacher here, any biology enthusiast, what is the role of the frontal cortex in our brain? You can unmute or you can put in the chat box. Have you heard about the frontal cortex of the brain, the frontal part? Decision making. Thank you, Sashank ji. Right. It is the part that processes. So whatever thoughts, whatever we are thinking, whatever is happening in the present, every processing, how I should react, how I should speak, is what is getting processed in this half of our brain, which is called as the frontal cortex. Okay. And this frontal cortex, if it doesn't get sleep, it is not able to function. It is tired. And hence we are not able to process the information that comes. And when we are not able to process the information that comes, we get confused, and that leads to irritation and frustration. Hence, our emotions are very deeply and closely related to our sleep. As you can see, 30% increase in anxiety when the frontal lobe is not working. So that is what leads to anxiety. That is what leads to depression. And that is what leads to us unable to sleep. Unable to be happy. So they, in one of the US universities, they did one research, okay? They categorized people, they got a few people for the research, they asked them to volunteer, and they categorized the people as one set of people will get 6 hours of complete sleep. One set of people will get 4 hours of sleep. And one set of people will get, one set of people will get 6 hours of sleep, but it would be interrupted. That is, will not allow you to sleep completely. In between will wake you up. And one set of people got more than 6 hours of sleep. That is 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Okay. So one set less than 6 hours. Second set 6 hours, but it will be interrupted. And next set more than 6 hours. That is 7 to 8 hours. And when they monitored them for over a month, they found that the first two categories, that is, who have less than 6 hours of sleep or 6 hours of interrupted sleep, were very much lacking in happiness. Their happiness index was very low as compared to people who were having happiness, that is, who were sleeping for 7 to 8 hours, had very high happiness rates. Why? It is because of this hormone serotonin. Serotonin makes us happy. Serotonin is the hormone that gives us these happy feelings, this positive, optimistic feelings, but it will regulate properly when there is sleep. And sleep actually affects the children or adults with ADHD very worstly. Because already children with or adults with ADHD, people with ADHD, they have a problem in stopping their thoughts. Their thoughts run like a train. It's like one after the other, after the other. Okay. And when this happens, they are not able to shut down their brain, which makes it difficult for them to sleep. And now they are not able to sleep. Hence, they are thinking more, their anxiety increases, they go into overthinking, and again, it leads to more ADHD. So children with ADHD find it, I'm sorry, Venkateshan sir, hope I'm audible to all. Am I audible?
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
you are, ma'am.
Okay,
What
okay.
happened? I'm just
Sure.
checking.
Thanks, ma'am.
Venkatesh,
Thanks, ma'am. Sorry for the confusion. It
Sure,
looks to be
sure.
my
Thank you, thank you.
internet
Okay.
connection. Sorry about it.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, sir. So, children with ADHD or any sort of neurodivergence find it more difficult if they lack sleep. They will get more irritated, more frustrated. So, okay, ma'am, this said and done, what is the importance of memory and sleep? So, how many of you have children who are school going age, or you yourself are students or are pursuing some kind of education? This is important for you if you are doing that. So, we all learn when we are learning, like throughout the day, we learn, we take in all the information that we get. When we are sleeping, this information goes to our long-term memory. So during the day, it is there in our short-term memory. During the night, when we are sleeping, it is like our brain gets the time to work and it takes all this from the short-term memory to the long-term memory. That is called as consolidation. When it goes to the long-term memory, that is when the information can be remembered the next time. If information is not transferred to the long-term memory, we cannot remember the information. The same is applicable for our immunity as well. So during the day, the antigens are taken up by the antigen presenting cells. So these are like amoeba. They'll just take up all the antigens. That is all the virus. Okay, during the night or when they sleep, that is when they will produce the army. They'll say, see, this is how the virus looks. You have to fight against this virus. And then they will create lots of army and they will fight, be ready to fight once the amount of army is ready to fight with the virus. So sleep is very, very important for memory and for immunity. When I say that, let us come to the next important topic. Okay, how many of you preach your next generation that they should wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the morning and study? If you do so, just put a yes in the chat box. That yes, ma'am, I tell my children, my cousins, my next generation that they should wake up at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock and study. Brahma Muhurtam, they should wake up and study. Yes, Sharmi ma'am says yes, Preeti ma'am says yes. Others don't say. I asked them for 5 a.m. Yeah, good sir, Vishwanathan sir. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. That is before 6. If you are asking your next generation or your known people to wake up and study, we have been taught that we have to wake up in the morning and study. How many of you feel this is correct? That yes, ma'am, we should wake up in the morning and study. I agree. Yes, we should wake up in the morning and study. Shanmugapriya ma'am also says, yes, we should wake up. Now here comes something. I agree. Okay. Shamida says, ma'am, I think it differs. And yes, Shamida ma'am, and that is what psychology also says. Actually, it is not true for all. Not everyone can wake up in the morning and study. Their brain will not be optimally functioning in the morning. That is called as chronotype. Chronotype is the natural inclination of our body to feel alert at a certain period of time. Initially, it was only that we used to wake up in the morning and study. But now, due to the changes in all this lifestyle patterns, we are getting a set of people whose brain starts working only after 9 o'clock. They are called as the night owls. There are children nowadays like that. Their brain will only start working at 9 o'clock. It will go at the peak at night 12 o'clock. And then by 2 o'clock, they'll go to sleep. Whereas the morning larks, which was told to us that we used to wake up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock and we used to get up. That is when our brain was working in peak. Until 8 o'clock, we used to get most of the information. But now, because of the change in the lifestyle patterns, we are seeing there are many night owls, right? Sharmi ma'am says, my daughter is an example. Shamida ma'am says, I think ma'am, I am an example. So this is a new thing that is coming up. So we cannot blame ourselves or our children that, okay, they are not able to study during the night. Okay, so now, ma'am, now you have spoken about these. You come to the main point. How can we overcome insomnia, ma'am? Psychologically, what all can we do? For your body, naturally, what all you can do, that Amuda ma'am will explain. Coming to the psychological part. first and foremost is attitude towards sleep. Now, if few of you are getting less sleep and it doesn't affect you physically or emotionally, that is fine. That means your body is requiring only that much sleep, especially as we age. We don't feel much sleepy. 4 hours or 6 hours of sleep is sufficient for us. And yet we are able to function throughout the day. If that is the case, don't worry about it. Then it's good. Your body only requires 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Yes, there are people like that who require only less hours of sleep. I know many in my family as well. But if you are someone who is finding it difficult to sleep, there is an attitude shift that you have to bring in. So when you go to sleep, visualize your next day as successful. That is, you lie down, you close your eyes, and after you close your eyes, you start thinking about the next day. Tomorrow morning, I'll wake up at this time. I'll finish this work fast. I'll do all the morning routine and I'll do the all the worship and everything. I'll be getting ready in this sari or in this suit or in this shirt, and I'll go to office, and what a day I will have. Visualize. So when you are visualizing your next day, somewhere if you have an anxiety about the next day, oh, this is pending, that is pending, this is doing, that visualization that next day is being done successfully, especially if you have a presentation or something the next day. When you visualize that, you are giving an assurance to your mind, you can sleep, right? So then the mind is able to sleep. So you try this visualization, you definitely try and let me know if it is working or not. Okay. Next is you have a goal for the next day. You have an exam for the next day. You are not able to sleep. You have a presentation. You are not able to sleep. Visualize that you are being successful in that. Imagine you are perfect. You have done it perfectly. Everyone is clapping for you. Everyone is praising you. That will give a reassurance to your brain. Or if you're not working, you don't have exam, imagine that next day you are going to be full of energy. You're going to be cheerful. You're going to cook the best of the food. You're going to look the best. Like you're full of positivity. Imagine like that. And that will change your attitude. It will relax your brain and you will be able to sleep. Keep a consistent schedule. Now, if I tell you, if you, okay, all of you go from your home to your office in a specific route, in a specific way, route, right? Say I come and tell you, no, 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 don't use that route, or because of some metro work or something, that route is closed. Now you have switched on the Google map and the Google map is like showing you, you go this way. Suddenly the Google map in between, you must have experienced this, will suddenly change the route. And again, we'll take the new route, and then suddenly it will say there, because of rain, water stagnation is there, change the route. Now we get all confused. Where am I going? I have never seen this route. Am I in my own city? Right? If we get confused because of a simple thing like route, just imagine if we are going to change the schedule every day of sleeping and waking up, our brain will be confused. So when I say you have to sleep at one time and wake up at one time, I'm not asking you to set military rules, 10. It is 10 o'clock, sleep. It is 5 o'clock, wake. No. Sleep almost in a consistent time. That is, you sleep between 10 to 10:30. You wake up between, say, 5, 5:30 or 6. Keep it almost consistent so that you send the same information to your brain. If your brain gets the same information, it will be trained. If you give new information every day, your brain and your body will be confused. Even on weekends, try to stick to the schedule. And this is what we all do, right? I'm not able to sleep. So what I will do, I'll go to the bed. I'll try to sleep. I'm not able to sleep. What I will do is go my mobile and I'll watch, right? So if you are going to watch your mobile, or if you go and you are not able to sleep, there are certain things that you can do, which I'll be telling in the next few slides. Do that. Get up from the bed again. Don't keep lying on the bed if you're not able to sleep. So what can you do? The first thing is, like every one of us explained, the circadian rhythm. Nowadays, we all have these lights. So our brain is not able to understand, okay, it is night outside. It is not the original light, right? So we can minimize the usage of light. So now it is 7:30, close to 7:30. So what you can do is around after you're having your dinner, you can put on light color lights. That is, rather than using the tube light white light, use a bulb with a yellow light or a orange light, a lighter shade. Okay, if you are having two tube lights, 9 o'clock, switch off one tube light. 9:30, switch on that other tube light and switch on a yellow bulb. So this will train your brain slowly, okay. Like it happens no during the day. Very good light, then less light, and then night. So your brain is getting ready artificially to sleep and melatonin secretion will begin. There is a spectrum as to how light is pursued. If blue light or white light is high, then our brain will remain active, we will not feel sleep. Better than blue light is red light. Better than red light is orange light, which makes you feel more sleepy. Yellow light is the one that makes you most sleepy. That is why you see in the night time, if we read under a yellow light, we feel sleepy. So take this idea to artificially train your brain to sleep. And don't use mobiles or gadgets, because mobiles and gadgets have which color light? You can type in the chat box.
Blue
Which
color.
blue color? Yes, thank you. Blue color light is the maximum light in the mobile and the gadgets. So if we see this previous slide of ours, then blue color light or white color light will make our brain more active and hence will not be able to sleep. Similarly, make your bedroom a slumber factory, a sleep factory. How? Use calming color in your bedroom. Don't use all, very jig colors like purple color, this color, that color. Rather use light colors like, there are many different shades of yellow or orange that you can use. It will make you feel sleepy. Similarly, if the house is completely noiseless, we will not be able to sleep. Our brain will become active. It's like, why is it no noise? Is something wrong? So produce white noise, that is switch on a fan or something. Okay. And I don't know how many of you have felt this, but the day we put a fresh bed sheet, the smell from the bed sheet and the feeling that we get from that bed sheet is so nice, no? So regularly wash your bed sheets, your pillow covers, your whatever you're using to cover yourself. All that you change it regularly. It will also enhance your sleep. Okay, and make your bed every day morning after you get up. Make your bed and train your children to do it, because if your bed is not made up, when you again come to the same bed in the night, you are like, it's such a mess, I cannot sleep in this, right? You can use different scents. Amuda ma'am will tell you what all scent you can use, and a temperature of 20 degrees in your room will enable you to sleep. Don't keep the temperature at 15 degrees and 18 degrees. You will not feel sleepy. 20 to 24 is the optimum temperature to sleep. More than 24 degrees also, you will not feel sleepy. So set the temperature, set the light. When you are going to sleep, make the room dark, engineer a white noise, regularly laundry your bed sheets. And during the day, if you're working from home, please don't work from your bed, because then your brain will not understand whether it is a bed or it is a workplace. If you're sitting on the bed the whole day and then you again come in the night to the same bed, your brain will be like, no, no, this is not bed, this is your workstation. Train your brain. Don't sit on the bed and work. Don't sit on the bed and eat. And this is something we all do. What is this?
Sleeping while studying.
Close. Okay. Actually, I wanted some other answer. Can someone else guess?
Reading storybooks, ma'am.
Yeah, that all will come. But actually, I was trying to put this picture for afternoon nap. I'm sorry. Sleeping in the park. Yeah, afternoon nap, right? We all have this. I mean, if you are not working, then we all have this habit of sleeping in the afternoon, right? If you do that, then your night sleep will be disturbed. If you ever feel sleepy in the afternoon, take a power nap for 20 minutes, not more than that. It will affect your sleep. But if you're someone who is very aged and you require to sleep at night time, daytime, then take an early afternoon or late morning sleep. That is around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. At that time, if you sleep for not more than 45 minutes, this I'm telling for elderly people, not more than 45 minutes, then you will be able to sleep in the night time. And manage stress before going to sleep. You all can make a note of this. You can, because when we go to sleep, we carry a burden with ourselves of the whole day. So make a write down, journal it, whatever happened during the day. So what happens is, it is as if we are removing the burden and keeping it in the diary. And then we are, what do you say? We have a mind space. Our space is cleared to go and sleep. If you are anxious as to tomorrow I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, it itself will not allow you to sleep. So rather take a paper, write down tomorrow all this I have to do. And wherever you are waking up, in front of that place you put. So your brain will get assurance. Okay, I have written something. Now I don't need to worry. You can practice gratitude. Sometimes when we are not feeling happy with our lives, that also disturbs our sleep. So before going to sleep, pray to God. What prayer you will do, God or any universe or anything that you believe in, prayer that I'm thankful. I'm thankful this happened today. I'm thankful I got meal today. I'm thankful that my child spoke well to me today. I'm thankful that there was enough rain today. Thank God. So that increases you are increasing your serotonin, which will enable you to sleep. And if you are not able to sleep, like I told you, don't lie in the bed. Get out of the bed under a yellow light, take a book and read. Or under a yellow light, listen to music. What music to listen? That Amuda ma'am will tell. But listen to music under yellow light and think of things that make you happy. When you lie down and think about your past happy days or your future that you are building to be happy, that will enable you to sleep. And now, for the last 2 minutes, there is something called as a body scan technique. Okay, and I request you all, if possible, sit comfortably. We will try this technique. You all can try this technique when you want to sleep. When you lie down, you can try this technique. So all of you just sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Keep your feet on the ground. Allow your hands to rest gently in your lap or by your sides. And when you're ready, close your eyes. And start taking deep, slow breathe through your nose. Inhale slowly. Fill your lungs with air and exhale slowly. Don't hold your breath. Inhale and exhale. Do this as slowly as possible, and fill your lungs. When you are breathing, feel the air going through your nose. It is so cool, right? The cool air going through your nose, through your throat and to your lungs. Feel the air in your lungs and feel the air you are exhaling. Observe how warm and hot it is. It is all your stress and anxiety that is going out in form of hot exhalation. And now slowly breathing in and breathing out. Focus your attention at your feet. Observe, how does your feet feel? Is it warm or is it cold? Feel the texture of the floor on which your feet is there. Notice the sensations of warmth, the texture, the tingling, or even if there is no sensation, observe it. Now breathe in slowly and deeply and send all this oxygen-filled air to your feet. What do you see in your eyes? That your feet are cool, they are light, and remove the toxin-filled air from your feet through your nose. All the anxiety, the tightness, the stress, the tiredness of your feet. You are removing it. Again, inhale and send the oxygen and remove the tiredness. Now slowly shift your focus from your feet to your ankles and calf muscles. Take a deep breath in and send in the cool oxygen-filled air to your ankles and your calf muscles. And take a deep breath out, exhale. While exhaling, observe how your calf muscles and ankles have grown light. Do this again 2 to 3 times. And now slowly shift your focus to the room noise that you have. If you have a fan, shift your focus to the sound of the fan. If you have an AC in your room, shift the focus to the AC of the sound of the AC or the sound of the fan. Now slowly move your fingers. Now rub your palms together nicely and tight. And keep it in your eyes and open your eyes. So if someone can unmute and say how they felt, then we can move ahead as to what it was.
Very relaxed.
Okay, thank you so much for your input. So this is something that I have done only for your lower leg. You can do this whole process for your knees. From your calf muscles, you can come to your knees, your thighs, your lower back, your chest, your shoulders, neck, your hands, and to your brain. You can slowly repeat it. Lie down in your bed when you are not able to sleep and repeat it. It will enable you to relax and sleep. It is like you're scanning your body, right? So it is called as body scan technique. So you can definitely try this for getting better sleep. And now with this, I'll stop the presentation here. And thank you for your undivided attention. I hand over this workshop to Amuda ma'am.
Namaste all, very good evening. Thank you, Neha ma'am. Thank you, Preeti ma'am. So moving on to my session, let me just share my screen. My screen visible to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So before moving on into my particular part of this workshop, I would like to know what and all natural remedies you follow at home to enhance your sleep. At home itself, we ourselves would follow some kind of natural remedies like before bed, or we would have heard somebody tell like, this is what is going to help you sleep better. You can try this. So from here, say what and all remedies have you heard, or have you tried any kind of home remedies to enhance your sleep quality or your sleep duration, etc. Anybody? You can put it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourselves and you can also tell me. Any? Okay, drinking water before sleep, head massage, warm milk. Okay. Listening to
chanting before.
Sorry, sir, I did not hear you.
A chant, probably some chanting before you
Okay,
go to bed.
okay. All right. Fine. Finish dinner before 7 p.m. Okay, that is very nice. Warm milk again. Okay, fine. All right. And have you noticed any difference in the quality of your sleep, or in the duration of your sleep after following all of this? Any improvement, any differences you were able to notice? Yes. Okay. So it has improved, it has gone for the bad a little bit, got some changes. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is what we will be majorly talking about, like how at home we can do some remedies improved. Yes, thank you, sir. So at home remedies which can actually improve the quality of sleep. So I'll be dealing about naturopathy and yoga for sleep enhancement. Yeah. Okay. So, we believe there are 4 major causes of sleep disturbances. One is stress and anxiety, which was majorly covered by Neha ma'am. Nutritional deficiencies, lifestyle factors, and underlying pathological conditions or underlying disease conditions. Yes. So, these are 4 major causes of sleep disturbances according to our system naturopathy. Yeah. Fine. So the first and the foremost step is dietary and herbal approaches to sleep enhancement. So what and all diet, how can you modify your diet to enhance your sleep? The first point is magnesium rich foods. Why magnesium rich foods is because magnesium and tryptophan, which is the second point which I'll be talking about, these 2 components when taken internally through natural food products, they tend to balance your serotonin and melatonin levels in the body. Yes, as we already discussed, serotonin levels are the happy hormones. Melatonin is responsible for the sleep. So when your mood is also proper and when your serotonin, melatonin hormone levels are in proper balance, you will get a better sleep. The quality of your sleep will improve. You will have a more deeper sleep. And the moment you wake up in the morning, you will feel happy. Yeah, because that is what sleep does. So sleep is a restorative process for the body. So when something is restored, what happens? You feel new. Yeah, if something is under repair and then you restore it and then it comes like a brand new product to us. That's the same which is happening to our body every night. So every night when we sleep, our body undergoes a restorative process or a repair process. So once that repair is done, the next day morning when you wake up, you should feel fresh. You should feel happy. Yeah, just like you've got a brand new self. Okay, so that is how you should feel. So for this to happen, you should have your melatonin and serotonin levels in your body at a normal ratio, for which magnesium-rich foods and tryptophan sources of foods will definitely help. So some examples of magnesium-rich foods are your cherries, your nuts, your seeds, your leafy greens, and whole grains. And in tryptophan sources will be most of your raw fruits and vegetables, out of which bananas, dairy, like your milk, etc., and legumes, they contribute to serotonin production, promoting sleepiness. So you should always, have in mind, okay, so this is going to be rich in magnesium. I love to have it for a better sleep. This is going to give me tryptophan. So that is also going to give me a better sleep. So always be mindful about choosing your food. And then third, herbal remedies. We get a lot of herbs in the body, in the market, which have therapeutic properties. So especially for sleep, we have chamomile, valerian root, ashwagandha, and passion flower. Okay, so these 4 herbs, when taken separately as teas, you can have chamomile in the form of tea, passion flower in the form of tea, ashwagandha you get as a powder, you can mix it with honey, you can make it as a semi-solid paste and you can have it. And then valerian root, again as a tea, you can have it, or you also get oils in the market if I'm not sure. So you can use those oils like I think you get a valerian root oil in the market also. You can use that for a head massage. So all these tend to calm your stress levels down. So at the end of a hectic work day, when you're coming home and you're really tired, so you can maybe have a warm glass of chamomile tea, or you can use the oil to have a good, nice head massage. Yeah. So all these tend to bring down your stress levels. And once your stress levels come down, automatically your sleep is going to improve. So these 4 herbs, to add on to more herbs, I'll be talking about in the next few slides. So these are just the general herbs which are going to help in sleep enhancement. And probiotics and prebiotics. Research says that your gut and your sleep is linked. In fact, the gut and your entire body's health is linked. So we call it the gut-brain axis. Yeah, so all that, the major cause of disease arises in the gut. So in your gut, you have microbiomes present. Yeah, you have a lot of bacteria present, good bacteria. Yeah, so the bacteria levels in the body, that is especially in your gut, should be in a proper amount or a proper ratio. So when there is disturbance in the amount of good bacteria in your gut, that is when some problems arise, like some metabolic issues or some sleep disturbances, or you feeling tired, or you having that acidity, gastritis. So whatever it is somewhere or somehow it's linked to the gut bacteria. So to improve the count of the bacteria in your gut, or in order to improve the overall health of your gut bacteria, you need to have two things. One is probiotics and prebiotics. So probiotics and prebiotics, probiotics are food for the bacteria which help to go. Sorry, probiotics have the bacteria in them, the good bacteria in them, and the prebiotics are the food for the bacteria to grow healthily. Yeah, so these two should be a part of your meal, probiotics and prebiotics. So they support a healthy gut microbiome with fermented foods or supplements. You get probiotics and prebiotics in the form of supplements also. And they're also present in fermented foods like your idli, your dosa, your green peas, your radish, etc. All these are rich in probiotics and prebiotics. Yes. And you should avoid stimulants like caffeine, fried, processed, and sugary foods. All these are actually CNS stimulants. By CNS, I mean the central nervous system. We have two nervous systems in our body, peripheral nervous system and the central nervous system. So these caffeine, the over-spiced food, over-processed foods, and over-sugary foods, they tend to keep your CNS, that is your central nervous system, active throughout the day. Okay, so your nerves are always active. So your nerves are the major point of recognizing stimuli and making your body respond to that. Okay, so that is what is your nerves job. Okay, so when the caffeine and the fried and the processed and sugary foods are taken, they tend to keep your nervous system always active. So as a result of which, your body will not even go into a state of rest, because your nervous system is completely active. Your brain is also completely functioning. So it will just keep looking on for stimuli. It'll be like, okay, stimuli can come to me like anytime. I'll have to respond to it. So there is no time for the body to rest. There is no time for your nervous system to take rest. So in order for your nervous system to calm down, you will have to avoid stimulants like caffeine, fried food, processed food, and sugary foods. Maybe, after 2 p.m., you're not supposed to have any foods which have caffeine or which are high in sugars. Right? Right. So moving on to why heavy meals should be avoided, especially before your dinner time. Okay, so we have a common saying. We say, eat breakfast like a king, eat lunch like a merchant, and eat dinner like a beggar. Yes, are you all aware of this? Have you heard of this particular phrase which people tell?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So that is how it has to be. Your dinner should be as light as possible. Okay. So why should we not have a heavy meal for dinner is because one is slow digestion. Because any heavy meal will be very much rich in complex carbohydrates, or just for example, carbohydrates. So carbohydrates, when it's very high in the meal, the body takes a longer time to digest. As a result of which you will feel very uneasy. You will have a very full stomach when you have a high carbohydrate meal. Yeah, and your glucose levels also, they spike up when you have a heavy meal rich in carbohydrate. Okay, so when the glucose level spikes up, automatically it is very difficult for your body's sleep hormones to be produced. Then acid reflux. So after having a heavy meal, we go and lie down. Yeah, say like for example, if our bedtime is around 9:30, nowadays we have our meal like only like 9 o'clock or 8:45 or something like that. And then we have a heavy meal, we finish it off by 9 o'clock, and then we go to bed by 9:30. So within that half an hour, having a heavy meal, the body will not be able to digest so much amount of food within just half an hour. So what happens is, once we have a heavy meal and then we go and lie down immediately, there is acid reflux happening. Okay, the digestive acid or the digestive juice which is getting secreted in your stomach to help digest the meal which you have had takes a reflex when you lie down. So when you lie down, the acid tends to flow up. Okay, so that will increase your chances of you developing gastritis, acid reflux, GERD, all those kinds of digestive issues. All right. Next is increased body temperature. So after a heavy meal, what happens is your body's digestive process kickstarts. As it's a heavy meal, the body puts in a little more effort to digest that entire meal, as a result of which your body temperature also starts to increase. So whenever there is digestion happening in the body, when you observe, your body temperature tends to increase a little. Okay, so when you have a heavy meal rich in carbohydrates and all, and rich in sugars, etc., the body needs to put on more work, as a result of which your body temperature will also keep rising, as a result of which we will not be able to sleep. As Neha ma'am said, an ideal temperature, not only for the external environment, but also for our internal body, is very much essential for a proper sleep, due to which this increased body temperature will automatically disrupt our sleep. Next is hormonal disruption. Yes. So when you have a heavy meal, what happens is immediately your body recognizes, okay, we have had a heavy meal. So I'll have to secrete the digestive hormones, the hormones which are responsible for digestion. Okay. So, but at the time when the sleep hormones need to be secreted. So the body gets confused. Okay. So now the time is 9:30. So as per the circadian clock, should I secrete the sleep hormones or should I secrete the digestive hormones just because a big meal has been eaten? So your body gets confused, as a result of which it might secrete less of sleep hormones or more of digestive hormones, or it'll be like, no, it's my circadian clock, I'll have to follow it, so it'll secrete more of sleep hormones, less of digestive hormones. So both of which will get confused. So there'll be a complete hormonal disruption in your body. So both of which will not happen normally. Digestion also will not happen normally. Your sleep will also not happen normally. So as a result of which, entire sleep cycle will get disrupted. And then risk of weight gain. This was also already discussed by Preeti ma'am. The risk of weight gain when you have a heavy meal and when you go to sleep is always on the higher side. So what and all can we do to have a better sleep? One is eat lighter dinners, as light as possible. Yes, like for an example, the right side of the screen shows a ideal meal plate. So if your plate is round in shape, you can just divide it into 4 parts like how it's shown. So the majority of the part which you can see in the image is only for raw fruits and vegetables. Raw fruits and vegetables, yes, they are actually rich in fiber. So they tend to give you that satiety. By satiety, I mean that feeling of fullness. So even if you have little, you feel full and you feel satisfied. Your hunger is satisfied. Yeah, so you don't go in for that extra carbohydrates which take a long time to digest. Okay. And then a little of fats. Carbs are necessary, yes, because they give the glucose, but not in excess. Yeah, just a little of carbs is necessary, and protein. So this should be your ideal meal plate whenever you're having it. Okay, so even for dinner, you can actually follow this. And time your meals. Eating your meals at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. Because at least some of the digestive process could have happened and your body could come back to rest, is what is the 2 to 3 hours of time gap means. Yeah, so finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed, not any time later. Okay, if it's water, I'll come to that. Water and herbal teas can be had half an hour, 45 minutes before bed. But food, I mean as a meal or a whole food, etc., they need to be had 2 to 3 hours before going to bed, not after that. So try to plan your schedule accordingly so that light dinner and an early dinner will definitely help in improving your sleep quality. Next is avoiding trigger foods, like we discussed in the last slide. Spicy, greasy, sugary foods and all, we need to avoid. If not during the day, if not throughout the day, at least during dinner, we should try and avoid these foods so that our sleep, it's actually proper. Then staying hydrated. Staying hydrated, not just before bedtime. Okay, before bedtime, that's what I said. 30 to 45 minutes before bed, you can stop with all of your intake, be it fluid, liquid, solid, anything it might be. You'll have to stop it 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Staying hydrated throughout the day is what will actually help you to have a better sleep, because our body is made up of 70% of water. So thanni nariya kudiche agano. Irrespective of the season, irrespective of if you're feeling thirsty or not, an average adult needs to have 3 or 2.5 to 3 at least liters of water per day. So stay hydrated throughout the day, not just before the bed. If you keep hydrating yourself just before the bed, your sleep will get disturbed, because you will have to go to the restroom frequently during the night because of the excess water intake which you took before bedtime. Yeah, so avoid drinking water 30 to 45 minutes before. And then you can actually just keep drinking water throughout the day to manage your hydration levels. Right. So why should caffeine and alcohol be avoided? So first we'll talk about caffeine and then we'll come to alcohol. These two are the major components which tend to disrupt our sleep, which are actually major sleep suppressors, I would say. Yeah. So first talking about caffeine. Caffeine is like nowadays we all drink coffee. We're all like totally dependent on coffee only. Without coffee, our day doesn't happen. Evening coffee kudiklana, that's it. Our evenings don't work. We are not able to focus on the next work. So how does caffeine actually disrupt our sleep cycle? So the first is it disrupts sleep onset. By sleep onset, I mean when you go and lie down on the bed, the moment you get the sleep, the time you take to go into sleep, that is called a sleep onset. Okay. So what happens is when caffeine is there in your body, it tends to block the action of adenosine. So adenosine is a neurotransmitter. Okay. It transfers from one neuron to another. Your brain has these neuronic cells. Okay. The brain is made up of neuronic cells. So these cells, when to communicate with one another, they have a component or a neurotransmitter, okay, that is called as adenosine. So this adenosine is what is responsible for sleep. So this adenosine goes from one neuron to another neuron and it says it's time for the brain to sleep or the body to sleep. So we'll have to sleep. So that message is being carried only by the adenosine. So when we have excess caffeine in the body, what happens is the adenosine does not do its function properly, as a result of which sleep is disturbed. Okay. And then caffeine reduces sleep quality. The deep sleep and the REM sleep, which ma'am was talking about, that quality is being reduced when there is excess caffeine in your body, right? And increases nighttime awakenings. Frequent disturbances in sleep, frequent nighttime awakenings are also caused by caffeine. And long half-life. So say if you take, like, caffeine stays in your system for 4 to 6 hours or longer. Like say if I take my cup of coffee or my cup of caffeine shot around like 12 p.m. in the afternoon, it stays for another 4 to 6 hours. So almost like 6 till 6 p.m. the caffeine stays in the same level in which I took it inside. Okay, so it takes time to get metabolized. It takes time to break down. So ideally, you should take it almost like around 8 hours before your bedtime so that it gets properly metabolized and it goes away from your system so that you have a good sleep. So if you are like totally dependent on coffee or any kind of caffeinated products, just make sure or time it, like at least it's not disturbing your bedtime. At least it's like 8 hours before so that it gets metabolized and just removed from your body and ideal for your bedtime. And same with the alcohol. Alcohol also, it tends to interrupt your sleep cycles. Okay, so it causes more like stage 1 and stage 2 cycle than the deep sleep. So you will spend more time in stage 1 and stage 2 and you will not even move into the REM sleep when there is too much alcohol in your body. Again, the same like caffeine, alcohol also increases nighttime awakenings and it increases snoring. Okay, so, it actually tends to relax the muscles of the throat very much, as a result of which there'll be increased snoring. Okay, and sometimes when there is increased snoring, you tend to feel a kind of discomfort that tends to keep you awake. Okay, so as there's increased snoring, your sleep will also be disturbed. And then alcohol dehydrates the body. Okay, alcohol is actually a diuretic. So throughout the night, you will be using the restroom when you have alcohol during your bedtime, as a result of which there is a lot of water loss in your body, which leads to dehydration. Okay, so these are the points why caffeine and alcohol should not be taken in order to enhance your sleep quality. And then moving on to what and all lifestyle adaptations we can have for a better sleep. One is regular sleep schedule, which Neha ma'am has already discussed. So have a proper bedtime, proper wake up time, even on weekends, even on holidays, even on vacations. Try to sleep at a consistent time, wake up at a consistent time. Screen free time, limit your screen time. This was also discussed by Neha ma'am. Before bed, create a calming environment. As she said, dim the lights, use a nice bed sheet, use a nice temperature, use a nice scent. I'll come to the scents next. So use a nice environment, create a calming environment, and do not use your mobile phones or your gadgets at least 2 hours before bedtime. Yeah. Moderate exercise during the day. Moderate exercise, you can do it during the day. All the strenuous exercises can be done during the day. But, just normal stretches like basic yoga stretches, which I'll be talking about next, it can be done before bedtime also to enhance your sleep. Next is sunlight exposure. Sunlight exposure, the first 1 hour after the sun rises or the last 1 hour before the sun sets, those are the ideal time for you to expose yourself to the sun rays. The more you expose yourself to the sun rays, what happens is your circadian rhythm or your biological clock, which we have been discussing throughout this seminar, will actually start regulating. Okay, because sunlight plays an important role in regulating your circadian rhythm, as a result of which your melatonin production will also increase. Okay, once your circadian rhythm is improved, automatically your melatonin, that is your sleep hormone production, will also be increased. So try to expose yourself to sunlight early in the morning or in the late evening for at least 20 minutes. For a minimum of 20 minutes, wear light clothing and you can expose yourself to sunlight. Right. So coming to yoga and pranayama for sleep enhancement, I've given some poses like Balasana, Viparita Karni, Shashankasana, Marjariasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, Paschimottasana, Shavasana. Okay, so these are the asanas. And Nadi Shuddhi Pranayam and Brahmari Pranayam are two pranayams which can be done. So this can be your general yoga module for sleep. So you can ask me, ma'am, after food, we are not supposed to do yoga, right? So like say, for example, that is why we ask you to have your food at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. So this yoga can be done around like 1.5 hours or 1 hour before bedtime, so that some of the food will be digested. You will feel a little empty, and you can do these basic stretches. These are not strenuous exercises; they're very basic stretches. So this can be done even after your dinner, but not immediately after your dinner. Yeah. So these are a few poses and few pranayams which will actually help in sleep enhancement. Right. Again, how do we create an ideal sleep environment? Dark, quiet, and cool room. Just like how we discussed. So ensure your room is very dark. So once it's dark only, the melatonin will start secreting. That is when your body will recognize, okay, it is night. I will have to secrete the hormone. That is when you will get sleep. Okay, so these artificial tube lights, the brain will not be able to differentiate between artificial light and natural light. So when there's too much light falling, the brain will recognize, okay, so it's day. So I don't need to secrete the melatonin hormone. So it'll get confused. So try to keep your room environment or your bedroom environment as dark as possible for proper melatonin production and secretion. And then comfortable bedding, as ma'am said, do your laundry, have a clean bed sheet, have a natural material, natural materials like cotton, etc. When your bed sheets are like that, they actually promote more relaxation rather than having very thick and stuffy bed sheets to cover you with. You can actually use some breathable fabrics which will actually promote relaxation. And essential oils like lavender, you can use them on your pillow cover, or you can use it as a diffuser in your room. You can just add 2 drops of lavender aroma oil to a diffuser, and you can just use it, switch it on in your room, and you can just go to sleep. So that tends to calm you down completely. And it is also a very good sleep enhancer, lavender oil. Yeah, there are also further oils which I'll be talking about in the coming slide. Right. So coming to aromatherapy for sleep. So aromatherapy for sleep especially, we can divide it into 3 main oils. One is relaxing oils, next is stress relieving oils, and then mood enhancing oils. Yeah. So the relaxing oils include lavender, chamomile, yang yang. These have very calming and sleep promoting properties. Yeah, you can use these as a diffuser. I'll talk about how we can use them in the techniques part of it. So these are relaxing oils. Next is stress relieving oils. So once you come back from your work and you're very stressed, so you can use this in your living room, like sandalwood, bergamot, frankincense. All these, they tend to relax your stress and they promote relaxation. Yeah. And then mood enhancing oils, like when you're irritated, when you're angry or something, when you're anxious about something like that, you can use cedarwood and patchouli. They actually uplift your mood, especially this patchouli oil. It helps to reduce overthinking, which most of us do nowadays. Yeah. So this patchouli oil is very helpful in reducing your overthinking capability. So that tends to balance your mood or enhance your mood. So these are 3 different types of oil which you can use it based on your mental condition, like how you're feeling, etc. So aromatherapy techniques. So there are 4 major types of techniques for using these oils. So first is diffusion, massage, bath, and inhalation. So in diffusion, I mean there's a diffuser, obviously, just like how our mosquito, the liquid is there. Just like that, we have a diffuser which is available in the market for aroma oils. You can actually use them. You can just put 2 to 3 drops of the aroma oil into the diffuser and switch on it, and then it will give out vapors just like a room freshener. Massage, you can massage a few drops of essential oils onto your skin, but you will have to mix it with a carrier oil. By carrier oil, I mean almond oil or jojoba oil, because the aroma oils, they have a very strong, they have a very strong concentration. So when they come into contact with skin, for some people, it might become very sensitive. So you'll always have to mix it with a carrier oil like almond oil or jojoba oil, and then you can use it for a massage. And then bath, whichever water you're taking bath in, you'll just need to add 2 to 3 drops of the concerned aroma oil and you can take a bath. Yeah. And inhalation, just like how we take vapors, etc., you can use in the form of vapors. But if not in the form of vapors, you can just use it in the form of handkerchiefs. Yeah, when you carry a handkerchief with you or a tissue with you, you can put 2 to 3 drops of the concerned aroma oil into the tissue or into the handkerchief and just keep smelling it throughout the day. So all these 4 techniques is how aromatherapy can be implemented into our daily lives. Next is hydrotherapy for restful sleep. By the term hydrotherapy, I mean hydro means water and therapy means therapeutic properties, right? So first is warm bath or shower. Okay, so warm bath or shower in with Epsom salt or essential oils, it tends to promote relaxation and muscle relaxation, obviously. So your entire body will also be relaxed, your mind will be relaxed, and your muscle will also get relaxed. Okay, so you can take a full shower or immerse yourself in the bathtub filled with warm water and essential oil or Epsom salt. Okay, so what happens is when there is warm or hot given to your body, it causes vasodilation. So once vasodilation happens, there is good blood flow. Automatically, when there's good blood flow, there is a sense of relaxation coming to your body. So warm bath or shower, the same for foot soak. You can just soak your feet in a bucket of warm water with Epsom salt or essential oils. So that will also tend to relax your whole body. Yeah, when you soak your feet into something, that is why when we do pedicure, especially for females and all, we find it very relaxing. That is because everything ends in your feet only. Almost all the nerve endings are present in your feet. So when your feet is soaked into something nice and warm, it tends to relax your entire body. Yeah. So foot soak will also help in sleep enhancement. Warm bath and shower will also help in sleep enhancement. Next is contrast hydrotherapy and cold compress. So these two are majorly for stress relieving. Okay. So after a hectic day of work, you're coming home, you're feeling stressed. You will have to go and take a contrast shower or a cold compress. So how do we take this contrast shower is you start with you start with cold. Okay, so like say 30 to 40 seconds of cold, and then you shift to 3 to 4 minutes of hot water, and then you again go to 30 to 40 minutes cold, 30 to 40 seconds of cold, and then again 3 to 4 minutes of hot. So you just have to repeat this cycle around like 20 to 30 times, but you will have to end in hot. Okay, so once you end in hot, you will have a relaxed feeling. Okay, so that tends to bring down your stress. Apart from this, cold compress. Applying a cold compress, like say for example, you dip a cotton cloth in cold water and you will just have to keep a compress on your forehead, on your neck, etc. That tends to bring down the stress in your body. Yeah, when you have this migraine due to stress and all, after a very hectic office day, full of meetings, you're sitting in the front of the laptop for the entire day, your eyes are strained, you're having a headache. So for that, when you come home, as soon as you come home, just apply a cold compress on your head and then just lie down for 10 to 20 minutes, and then automatically your headache will feel better. So automatically your stress will come down and thereby you will have a better sleep. So these are 4 major hydrotherapy techniques which can help in sleep enhancement. Right. And we also have other techniques like massages, which can be done by therapists, obviously. So there's a massage called a Swedish massage, aromatherapy massage, and reflexology, hot stone massage. All these are they improve circulation in the body. So they improve lymph drainage in your body, as a result of which sleep will also get improved. Apart from that, I've already mentioned herbal remedies like lavender, lemon, peppermint, catnip. These can be had as tea also. These can be had in the form of aroma oils, in the form of diffuser, etc. Yeah, so these, when included in your diet, will also help in sleep enhancement. And music and ragas that help to unwind and relax. So I've given 2 examples. One is music styles, the general music styles like ambient. By ambient music, we mean soft atmospheric tunes, just natural tunes like the chirping of birds, the ocean waves sound, etc. Those help in relaxing your body. Nature sounds like rainfall, bird song, birds chirping, etc. All those will also help. Classical music and lofi beats. These are another type of music styles which also help in relaxing and unwinding your stress levels. And then coming to Indian ragas for relaxation, we have a raga called as Bhagyashri, we have a raga called as Bhairavi, and we have a raga called as Khaki. So these 3 ragas are proven to relax and de-stress the human body and the mind. Yeah. So listening to these kind of music styles and listening to these kind of Indian ragas during your bedtime will actually improve your sleep. Right. So here I've just given an example of an ideal bedtime routine, like how it can be done. So 30 to 45 minutes after dinner. So 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, you should have your dinner. So 30 to 45 minutes after dinner, you can have a warm cup of chamomile tea to relieve the day's stress. So whatever stress you've had, you can just drink a warm cup of chamomile tea and relax. And 15 to 20 minutes after you have had the tea, you can actually go for a hot food bath. The food soak, which I was talking about, just like how we do it in pedicures. The same food bath with Epsom salt or essential oils, you can just put it and you can just have it for 20 minutes. And after the food bath, you can sit on your bed or sit on the floor, wherever comfortable. You can actually practice this Brahmari Pranayam for 21 rounds. This Brahmari Pranayam is actually proven to be a mood enhancer. It's a tranquilizing pranayam. Yeah, it secretes nitrous oxide, which is a vasodilator. So once your vasodilation happens, that is your blood vessels expand. So there's proper blood flow, as a result of which you feel good. Okay. So the after food bath, a Brahmari Pranayam for 21 rounds, after which you go to bed, you listen to music or practice a deep relaxation technique. Okay, you get audios and all. So those audios, or you listen to music, and then you will have a deeper sleep. So chamomile tea, food bath, Brahmari Pranayam, and then the relaxation technique or soothing music. And that is when you will definitely see changes in your sleep. So apart from all this, for sleep enhancement, we do have acupuncture and acupressure in naturopathy, for which you will have to take the advice of a naturopathic practitioner. Only he or she will be able to provide acupuncture and acupressure to you. We will not be able to do it on our own for ourselves. Yes, so all these were these general tips and tricks to manage sleep and improve sleep. But before starting any of which, before starting the aromatherapy also, before starting diet also, before starting this hydrotherapy also, please consult a naturopathic practitioner, because everybody is different. Everybody will react in a different way to different temperature and to different oils. So please consult a naturopathy practitioner who will be able to customize according to your body type, which oil will suit for you, which temperature will suit for you, etc. And then you can start with the practice. Yes, so with this, I end with my session. Thank you one and all for listening.
To add on to Amuda ma'am's session, Amuda ma'am provides naturopathy consultations free of cost. So the number which she had showed it on the screen, you can all, consult her for tailored remedies. Like, for example, she has told, see, in 1.5 hours, it's very difficult to bring the entire sleep, everything and pleasant on a platter. We have tried our level best, but if you want to be tailored, this is my problem, this is the psychological problem I have, this is the naturopathy I need, you can contact these numbers. And the pranayama and yoga techniques which she mentioned, we have yoga classes happening online and in offline in the DAV group of schools in Gopalapuram and Mogapir at 200 rupees per month fees. So you can join the classes, and it's a very, very unique yoga sessions where there are a lot of therapeutic yoga. So that you can include. And the mind care psychological counseling, which is free of cost for all students and those who cannot afford. And for those who can afford, it's at an affordable cost of 300 rupees per session. So that is like this number. In general, we offer free medical guidance. So that is the medical guidance number. So the key points, now I want somebody in the audience to tell me 3 key takeaways from the webinar. What did you all listen to? What did you all learn? Some 3 points, each of you can put it in the chat box. Ma'am, I didn't listen anything, ma'am, or I listened something got into my mind. 3 points from each. Can somebody put it in the chat box, and then we will wind up the webinar. So can anybody or somebody please put it in the chat box? What do you remember from this webinar? If you have to tell to someone, I listened to this webinar, they were saying something for 1.5 hours, this is what I listened to, something like that. என்ன கேட்டீங்க ஒரு 1.5 மணி நேரமா இங்க ஏதோ 3 பேர் பேசிட்டு இருந்தாங்களே, அதுல 3 விஷயம், ஏதாவது ஒரு 3 விஷயம், if you can put it in the chat box.
Chat box பதிலா சொல்லலாம்னா நிறைய சொல்லலாம்.
Please,
Chat box
சொல்லுங்க sir. Yes.
Okay. The ragas that madam mentioned, that is something which is very, very useful. I haven't heard about it. I'm not a Carnatic. We only listen to Anirudh's music nowadays. So adla edavadhu oru rendu paate, if ma'am can share it, because I started searching in Apple Music directly if I can get something, but enakku adu innu theriyala, I have to still search. But if you could share any YouTube links or something, we should be able to easily use it.
Sure,
And
we will do that.
there are lots, definitely. It's tough to summarize. We'll have to digest it and then come back. We are still a student, I would say. But I have one question here, if I can go further, if you don't mind, madam.
Please.
Okay, so there are for a particular group of people, I have a specific question, madam. There are bus drivers, there are auto drivers, or probably cab drivers who drive the vehicles in the night. We all know that night is for India, for the culture or for the nature that we have, night is the best time to sleep. But for them to survive or lead the life, they have to drive over the night, right? So what do we suggest as a input or as a guidance to them? Okay, they can't just like that say that no, I won't drive night, because their income will get spoiled, because if that could be the only source of income for them. So what could be our suggestion, which we as what do you call, like
Yes.
I'm not getting a correct word.
The kind of when we
As a
speak to
common
them,
manner,
we
what
can
do we
say,
suggest to them?
yes.
Because I
So,
meet some of the cab drivers,
yeah.
"Anna, na night தூங்கலனா" அப்படின்னுவாங்க.
Yes.
But lot of accidents happens because of the sleepless, right?
Correct.
They do drive in the night because there is no source of income for them. There might be like XYZ reasons. Let's not get in there.
Correct.
But what do
Correct,
we
sir.
suggest, even though they are not sleeping in the night, what do we suggest them so that even in the night they can probably keep themselves energetic? They can. You got my point, right? So that's what I
Very
wanted to
valid
understand.
questions. Very valid. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச suggestions சொல்றேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் நேஹா மேமும் அமுதா மேமும் ஆட் பண்ணுவாங்க. First வந்து, so for the drivers, you can be very frank to them that in the age group of 25 to 35, they can definitely do more of night driving. Okay? Given the ideal circumstances, as you said, they should not drive. But given it, 25 to 35ங்கிற ஏஜுக்குள்ள அவங்க நிறைய நைட் டிரைவ் எடுத்துக்கலாம். 35க்கு மேலே நைட் டிரைவிங் கொஞ்சம் குறைச்சிக்கணும். ஓகே, ஏன்னா இப்போ வந்து ஹார்ட் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ், ஒபிசிட்டிலாம் வர்றது வந்து 35லேயே ஆரம்பிச்சிடுது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட். இல்லை 35க்கு மேலேயும் நான் டிரைவ் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும்னா, இன்னைக்கு நைட் டிரைவ் போகிறாங்கன்னா நாளைக்கு டியூரிங் த டே மினிமம் ஆஃப் 5 hours அவங்க சாலிடாக தூங்கணும். 8 hours தூங்க சொல்ல முடியாது, 5 hours மினிமம் 5 hours நல்ல ஒரு அவங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கிற இடத்துல, அவங்களுக்கு நம்ம சொல்றது ஈஸி எங்கேயாவது, பட் கொஞ்சம் டார்க்கான இடத்துல, கொஞ்சம் கூலான இடத்துல. ஸோ இங்கே தான் சொசைட்டியாக நம்ம வந்து ஹெல்ப் பண்ணும். என்னன்னா, இந்த ஹோட்டல்ஸ், லாட்ஜஸ் எங்கே அவங்க தங்கும் போது டிரைவர்ஸ்க்கான இடங்கள்ல வி ஷுட் ஆல்சோ மேக் இட் ஏர் கண்டிஷன்ட் ஆர் அட்லீஸ்ட் கூலர். இதெல்லாம் வந்து சொசைட்டியாக மாறணும். பட் அது மாற்ற முடியலனாலும் அவங்க ஓரளவுக்கு ஒரு ரெஸ்ட் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு ப்ராப்பராக ஃப்ளாட்டான சர்ஃபேஸில் தூங்குற மாதிரி, இந்த கார் சீட்டில் தூங்குறத விட அவங்க ஃப்ளாட்டான சர்ஃபேஸில் தூங்கணும். ஸோ அவங்க எங்கே போய் ரெஸ்ட் எடுக்கிறாங்களோ அங்கே பகலில் ஃப்ளாட்டான சர்ஃபேஸில் தூங்கணும். கார் சீட்டில் தூங்குறத அவாய்ட் பண்ணும். பட் அவங்க ஏசி காரில் போட்டு தூங்குறாங்கன்னா சில பேர் அதை செய்வாங்க, அது ஓகே, வேற வழி இல்லைன்னா. ஸோ ஒன்று கூலாக இருக்கணும், இல்லை ஃப்ளாட் சர்ஃபேஸ் இருக்கணும். கண்டிப்பா அந்த 5 hours தூக்கம் இல்லாம கண்டினியூஸா 2 days ஓட்டக்கூடாது. அப்பதான் ஆக்சிடென்ட்ஸ் அதிகமாகும். ஸோ அது வந்து அவங்களுக்கு மேண்டேட்ரியா அவங்க அந்த ஒரு இதாவது அவங்க ஓனர்ஸ் கிட்டயோ அவங்க கண்டிப்பா சொல்லி ஆகணும். இன்னைக்கு நான் நைட் ஓட்டுறேன்னா நாளைக்கு நான் பகல்ல 5 hours தூங்கின அப்புறம் தான் வண்டி எடுப்பேன். நம்ம அதை அஷ்யூர் பண்ணணும். இன்னொன்னு வந்து அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அவேக்கா இருக்கிறதுக்கு வந்து கெஃபைன் வந்து உடம்புக்கு நல்லது கிடையாது. பட் அவேக்கா இருக்கிறதுக்கு கெஃபைன் தான் அவங்க நிறைய குடிப்பாங்க. ஸோ கெஃபைன், காஃபி குடிக்கிறதுக்கு பதிலாக டீ குடிக்கலாம். இந்த கெமோமில் டீலாம் ரிலாக்ஸிங் டீஸ், நம்மளோட ரெகுலர் ஸ்பைஸ்ட் டீஸ் இல்லையா, அதுக்கு தான் டீ பிரேக் நம்ம கொடுக்குறோம் இல்லையா. முடிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் அவங்களுக்கு தூக்கம் வருதுனால இமீடியட்டா டீ பிரேக் கொடுத்துடணும். ஸோ அவங்க அந்த மூவ் பண்ணும்போது அலர்ட் ஆவாங்க. ஓகே, அதே மாதிரி காமிங் ராகாஸ் இருக்க மாதிரி ஸ்டிமுலேட்டிங் மியூசிக் இருக்கு. ஸோ அதனாலதான் மியூசிக் கேட்டுட்டு ஓட்டுங்க அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்றோம். ஸோ அது பண்ணணும். இதெல்லாம் செஞ்சாலும் ஒரு சொசைட்டியா நம்ம என்னன்னா, டிரைவர்ஸுக்கு ரெஸ்ட் ரூம் போறதுக்கும் தங்குறதுக்கும் நம்ம ஏதாவது வழிவகை பண்ணணும். தட் இஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங். அண்ட் 5 hours ஸ்லீப் ஆஃப்டர் அ நைட் டிரைவ் அண்ட் ஸ்லீப்பிங் ஆன் அ ஃபிளாட் சர்ஃபேஸ். இது மட்டுமாவது அவங்க செய்யணும். அதே மாதிரி இயர்லி ஒன்ஸ் அவங்க இந்த மாதிரி நைட் டிரைவோ இல்ல நைட் ஷிஃப்டோ ஒர்க் பண்றாங்கன்னா இயர்லி ஒன்ஸ் ஹெல்த் செக்அப் எடுக்கணும். என்ன ஹெல்த் செக்அப்? சுகர், லிப்பிட் ப்ரொஃபைல், பிபி, இது மட்டுமாவது they have to check. ஏன்னா அதுல மாற்றம் வர ஆரம்பிச்சதுன்னா they should change the profession. வேற வழி கிடையாது. Because that part if they start on, அதுக்கப்புறம் it will go down only.
Okay.
That part ஒரு பாயிண்ட்ல சுகர் ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சுன்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் அவங்க நைட் டிரைவ் போறது அவங்க ஹெல்த்துக்கு அவசியம், இது நல்லா இருக்காது. So that is what is my suggestions. If I had missed out on anything, Neha ma'am and Amuda ma'am, please add.
No ma'am, that would be pretty much it. Sir, ma'am சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் ஃபார் தெம், எங்க வந்து அந்த ரூமை டார்க் பண்ணி ஐ மீன் ரூமோ அந்த டாக்ஸியோட பேக் சீட்டோ அவங்க வந்து டார்க் பண்ணி தூங்க முடியுமோ, டெம்பரேச்சர் ஏசி இருந்தா எனக்கு ஏசி ஆன் பண்ண முடியுமோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சுச்சுவேஷன் இஃப் டியூரிங் தி டே அவங்களால பண்ண முடிஞ்சதுன்னா தட் வில் பி வெரி குட். ஆர் எல்ஸ் ஆல்டர்னேட் டேஸ் இஃப் பாசிபிள் அவங்களால நைட் ஷிஃப்ட் ஒரு நாளைக்கு நைட் ஓட்டிட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட் டே ஒரு நாள் பிரேக் எடுக்கிற மாதிரி சுச்சுவேஷன் இருந்தானா. பட் ஐ நோ இட் இஸ் டிஃபிகல்ட் பிகாஸ் ஃபார் தெம் தட் இஸ் தேர் லைவ்லிஹுட். ஸோ இது ரெண்டுத்துல ஏதான ஒரு இஃப் தே கேன் ட்ரை that can help, sir. But like ma'am says, in the age leda they can also start what do you say, earn better. So if they are like till the age of 35 or 40, it's okay. But after that, I think they should start monitoring it. Pretty much what ma'am said. Amada ma'am, you would like
Okay,
to add
ma'am.
something?
Yes, ma'am. Just to add on, like those who are working during the night, those who are having night shifts, pretty much as both the ma'ams are actually told. Just to add on just one single point, instead of working every day in the night shift, they can actually have shift times. Like, they can have like 1 week, out of 1 week, they can have like 3 days of night shift and then 4 days, it can be a day shift so that, the night sleep does not get disturbed. And also the other, or if they're having 1 week of night shift, the next week they can have a normal shift like that. So they can actually request their employers to give them such a shift timing, because not everybody can do night shift for weeks together or days together, because that will also take a very bad toll on their health. And the daytime sleeping also, just like Neha ma'am mentioned, a nice conducive environment, which has a very dim light, maybe just to avoid, just to as dark as possible, as dim as possible, from preventing the sunlight to enter directly into the room. If it's as dim as possible, that will also help in better sleep during the daytime. Yeah, so that's
Makes sense, ma'am. Thanks,
Yeah.
ma'am. Very valuable and insightful thoughts. Just one, probably one request to the society or the common man or to everybody in this. There is you mentioned about dimming or probably a very dim light, create an environment for it, right? Practically, it would be tough for the drivers to create such an environment. ரேதர் நம்ம கண்ணுக்கு மேல வந்து நம்ம ஒரு கருப்பு கலர்ல ஒரு பேண்ட் மாதிரி ஒன்று கட்டிப்பாங்க. ஐ மிஸ் த ஆக்சுவல் நேம் ஆஃப் தட் கிளாத், ரைட்? மேபி இஃப் வி கேன் provide it to them, I think it would be of a great help or great support for them to have a good sleep whenever they find some time.
That's a
Just
very
a suggestion
valid
to
and
the
easy doable suggestion. நம்ம எல்லாரும்
Exactly.
கையில
What is
வச்சுட்டு when we
அதோட
travel, we
பேர்
can
என்னன்னு
do.
எனக்கு தெரியல மேடம். அதோட பேர் என்ன, அந்த கண்ணுக்கு போடுறதோட பேரு?
I think it's called as eye mask. I'm not sure.
Eye mask. Okay.
அவ்வளவுதான்.
Yes, eye mask. Correct. Black color eye mask could be like 40 rupees or 50 rupees. அது வந்து maybe we can give us a thing to
Definitely.
them.
That's
They
a
will
good
probably
suggestion.
use it whenever ஆனா நீங்க தூங்கும்போது நீங்க மத்தியானத்துல தூங்குறீங்கன்னா அது கண்ணுல போட்டு தூங்குங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி we can probably give them. நம்ம இவ்வளவு டீடைல்ஸ் அவங்களுக்கு கொடுத்தா அவங்களுக்கு அது ஏத்துக்கிற மனப்பக்குவத்துல இருக்க மாட்டாங்க.
Definitely. That's a very nice and very,
Eye
very
mask.
valid
Okay.
suggestion.
Yeah. Thank you, madam. Sorry if I disturbed the flow, ma'am.
Not at all. Not at all. Thank you, sir. And others also who have told in the comments. Yeah,
Ma'am,
follow
and
routine.
we have added the YouTube link for the ragas in the chat box, so those who want
Very
can
nice.
just make a note of
Very
it.
nice. Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you. So with this, we will end the webinar. Namaste, everyone. Thanks to everyone for joining the webinar. If you have any queries, please feel free to contact us. Namaste.
Thank you,
Namaste
everyone.
and
I wish you a very happy new year.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Bye.
Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am.
Namaste all.
Thank you, ma'am.